this is now again only partial discussion. Why contemporary physics, is in deep shit. It happened 100 years ago when Einstein declared constant speed of light. And then later, gravity interpreted as a curvature of space. The same formulas describe curvature of space and the constant flow of ether in the background with the cause. Something must cause this. So formulas remain. Sense what they describe, what is realizing these effects is different. And all this is mistaken currently because of this primal sin of thinking, wishful thinking. Of course, things that are made with quantum interpretation of reality are just Jesus. None of these gods of quantum physics is really worth to remember, only as a how much mistaken humans can be. Again, statistics is okay. Interpretation is stupid. These guys were... Oh, and Heisenberg principle. Thing that allows, all later physicists just to do hocus pocus. They don't need to explain what they mean because it's Heisenberg who led them. And these things are at the base. Why this physics is unable to find, to explain 95% of reality, which you now know that they exist. This must be, but no one knows what it is. And trying to force interpretation of this 95% in this particle field interpretation is just... You just try to do this. Fuck off me. Things are much simpler and they are explainable, computable in elegant way. I don't say it's easy. I say that it's necessary to understand reality and then go forward, which I tried. If there is a substance, not energy, substance, something which exists without further explanation, which is infinitely divisible, it's not certain parameter, but if it is, then we have reality which is not deterministic, not fully deterministic. On every local, I'll say, stage, some localized situation, it's deterministic. Fully? No. Because some smaller may put influence, may make something which changes results of the same experiment and which can't be predicted, which can't be measured as a starting conditions. They are out of description and then they influence results. So, in both sides. Oh, if this is not true, if there is some atomos of ether, then we are like a puppets on a string. Everything is certain for, all time. And this physics, which I propose for many years, accepts existence of substance, ether. For many reasons it's easier than, handling with energy which does not has specified rules and then must create material reality with quite magical way. So it puts in serious doubt even A equal mc squared as an idea, because it's a result in a compressed membrane that things that go in must go out, and when they are in, when they form matter, they bound inside all this energy, these interactions, because energy is only measure of interactions, which, by the way, needs difference of densities and movement. They must move and interact, colliding, or just interact. This is energy. And then it's easier to assume that there is something which is and has this one property: when it's denser, it acts slower. And the other, the sequence now is to calibrate this slowness, this how it changes with density. And then we have several points on this curve establishing, relations. This for many experiments shows how it must be. It's very steep function. Oh, I won't say function. It's a little bit more. But it describes how slower we are than outside our collapse. Then time is millions of millions times faster. How much? It's only estimations. Really, no one stick there out anything to find this. So this is completely different way of making science, and it explains that the charged particles are charged because they rotate, really physically rotate, and they push out surrounding ether. This is the field they create. And when they interact, one which we name minus with one which we name plus, they do it with less synchronization. They are weaker, and the pressure from outside makes them pull. This is the way. I proposed this in '73. I was the student. I said that this explains this miracle behavior of charges in quantum description. And it showed to be right. And several other things are only interactions of this background ether, which sometimes forms baryonic matter. All this particle stuff. So this is different approach, basically different.